And if it's your dad, mum or dad or whatever, it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with.
Yeah, and it came out later, I don't know when, probably it's not yet, but when India said that her son doesn't talk to her. Like, that must be so hard.
It is. It's tough for everybody, I think, isn't it?
India said she hated being trans. She's obviously now considering that she's made the transition. Yeah, she's no longer trans.
But the trouble with that is other people don't see her that way, and I don't think
evidently.
But I don't think she's quite worked that one out yet, unfortunately.
Well.
She will when she comes on Twitter, when she gets out.
People, I don't know if we should go there yet, but the shit on Twitter, it's just been...
It's absolutely disgusting.
It's sad.
It's... And that's why Dapper Laughs is your fucking favourite to win. People are so fucking ignorant.
And I know, like, free speech, etc., but Twitter just gives these arseholes a platform.
That ain't free speech.
And they don't give a fuck because they can say whatever they want there. It is hate speech.
Hate speech is illegal.
All of this, I've heard so many people say you can cut the cock off a bloke and it will still be a bloke.
They don't cut it off.
No, they turn it inside out.
They tuck it in.
Womb and woman, that whole thing. That person saying that to me.
There was a person on Twitter today who said, I have set up this Twitter account just because I want to tell you that, what was it? Men are men and women are women and you can't transition. Who I also reported for hate speech.
I've reported so many people.
I say this every time. Why can't people just mind their own fucking business?
And I spoke to my grandma about this today, who is a diehard Big Brother viewer.
How old is your grandma?
I think she's probably like 82.
Oh.
And she said the exact same thing. Why can't people just mind their own business?
Did she?
Yeah, she did. She's like, I've been friends with gay people my whole life. Like, if people want to transition, whatever, their business, nothing to do with you. And I thought, thanks, Nanny. The fucking
so there's
82...
no excuse for the age thing then?
No.
For people going, oh, well, it's a different generation.
No.
There's no excuse.
My grandma is 82 years old and grew up in Northern Ireland. Like, you think conservative, probably religious society, and she's still open-minded. It comes down to the fact that you're a fucking cunt.
Yeah,
and get out of my tweets because I tweeted on fucking launch night, anyone who's saying that India shouldn't be in this house can literally do one. She's transitioned already and she's a woman now. Open your fucking minds.
And
that's my tweet.
What's it got to do with you? What's it got to do? And also the difference is some people are talking about India's behaviour and some of India's behaviour
isn't the same
thing. I know! That's what I'm saying! It's not the same thing. But people
are now using her behaviour as a reason to hate on her because they hated her anyway because she's trans and they're not comfortable with it. And it's the fucking insecurities in people that are really showing themselves right now.
It's like Kelly Maloney all over again. Kelly Maloney was just not a nice person, but people just use the trans stick to beat her with when actually she's just not a nice person. India is a nice person, but she got a few issues. But people are just using the trans thing as an excuse to have a go, and it's just lazy.
What's getting on my tits is I tweeted that tweet 4 days ago on launch night. I didn't know anything about India's character. India has been acting a bit of an arsehole, but I fucking love watching India. She's great television. She's raising issues. She's not scared to say what she thinks. And actually, I'd like to watch someone like that in Big Brother instead of all fucking nice people getting along. Oh yeah, women this, women that, backslapping like India said. Like there was a lot of that in the first few days. You need someone to sort of shake it up a bit. And people are coming at me now saying, "Oh yeah, but most people want her out because of this, this, and this." And I'm like, look, I tweeted that 4 fucking days ago, you morons. And the point still remains. She should be there as a woman. And someone else added to it, even if she wasn't yet transitioned and was living as a woman, she's still got every right to be in a women's series because she identifies as a woman.
Well, I replied to a bunch of those people, and not one of them fucking came back and said a word to me, which I was surprised about.
I think one of them has.
Which I was surprised at. I said, what?
The Union Jack flag one.
Ah, really? What did they say?
I don't know, I saw it today, but I'm tiring of these people.
No, but it's true. Every time you see someone who's acting the goat on Twitter, they've always got that fucking Union Jack.
Sick,
ain't they? Always.
Yeah, always.
You look at them, it's like a little badge saying you're a little bigot.
And I've been looking at some of these people, like where they're from. Like sometimes they're from, like, you know, places which you might consider to be a little bit backwards. Like, and I just think, like, I am so fucking lucky to be a liberal, open-minded, gay Londoner who thinks that everyone should do what the fuck they want and mind their own business, compared to these people that come from these weird little communities that can't, like, so scared of the outside world that they can't accept something different to you.
That's the whole...
Go fucking fuck yourself.
But that's the whole of the country except London. That's the problem. That's the scary part.
What about all the other cities like Manchester,
that's true. That's
Newcastle,
true.
Birmingham? They must have.
Yeah, it's true. And Scotland all voted
for Brexit.
Yeah, I'm trying to
For Brexit or in or out.
To remain. Remain. Anyway, that's another issue.
I'm sure there's more of this to come.
Oh, there's plenty more.
What I'm really, really pleased about is Big Brother is raising a really important issue right now, and it's bringing people's like discomforts to the fore, and they're going to have to fucking face them.
Yeah, but they're never going to get it, are they?
What about like 2004? We had Nadia.
I know.
Nadia was an arsehole at times as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Did people not have the outlet then? Because I didn't feel like people were
there was
being so anti.
No.
There just wasn't the place for it, right?
Ah, but when Nadia went back in, she flopped.
That's true.
So think about it. Okay, we'll come back to that. So, God, what's going on?
Hang on. This is a bit where India started to talk about the RuPaul drag race culture and the drag queen culture, and she said that it's cheapening the seriousness. And she talked about how several people in that community don't like her because of her views upon it.
It's almost like India doesn't consider herself part of the community, even though she is.
She doesn't.
But that's weird, isn't it?
I don't know. I think she's refusing to acknowledge that element. Like, Courtney brought it up. We were jumping way ahead. But, like, she has to acknowledge it because there's not acceptance. Like, she was a gay guy before, right? Or mind you,
or was she?
Maybe she never considers herself to be because she's always felt female.
Yeah. Someone on Twitter said, "Oh, did you show me?"
No, she's got kids, so she must be in a straight relationship.
Oh yeah. Someone on Twitter said India's so terrified of being a gay man that she
transitioned.
herself as if
What a fucking moron!
As if someone would do that. As if it's ridiculous. People are so dumb. I'm all over the place, but I'm just going to read up bits that I think are interesting.
I've got Anne next, talking about being a female MP.
Yeah, and Anne said, they were talking about, there's not many top female police officers, and Anne like, oh, what about Cressida Dick? One person! What about Margaret Thatcher? One person! So just one person. And do you know that men and women are 50-50? There's the same amount of us. It's quite easy to work out. Although, if you want to put in some other genders, then we might start getting confused because Anne can't wrap her fucking tiny little mind around things like that. But 50-50. Oh, but in Parliament we all get paid the same. Oh, you might get paid the fucking same.
Do you get treated the same? Or
and
regarded
there's not
the same?
the same amount of women MPs. Oh,
yeah, that's true.
It should be on merit only. But women are disadvantaged. Like, they're not listened to in school. I've been in a lower school and seen girls not being listened to. It's institutionalised. It's the way the world is set up, and she thinks women are just...
What is up with Anne? What is up with Anne?
Sorry, I just upset the cat. I don't know we're going to sleep listen to this. There's going to be more of that later.
So...
She's so bloody minded and so dogmatic, and nothing anyone ever said. She doesn't listen to anything anyone... Like, I have changed my opinion about things over time. When Brexit first happened, before all the racism and all this shit, me and my friend Dalali at work were going, I don't know what way to vote.
No, I even had my time of thinking, hang on a minute, maybe change is good.
Yeah.
Like, maybe we should vote.
So
out.
I
did my research, obviously.
Well, as soon as Nigel Farage came out as pro leaving, my mind was made up.
Yeah.
But I was open-minded. Anne is not open-minded on any issue. She knows exactly what she thinks about every fucking thing, and she will not... Do you think she'll learn anything from anyone in that house? Is she capable of learning anything from anyone?
No, I don't think she's actually.
She's not.
Which is a really interesting place to be coming at Big Brother from. Because you're going to be faced with many things that will challenge you within that house. That's the nature of the show. How does she think she's going to cope? I think she's going to walk.
Is she going to wear the electric shock suit? Is she though?
I would like...
she won't.
What's it called? A sort of...
she won't.
Big Brother, I don't know what it was, Celebrity Big Brother 6 or whatever, Redux, where Anne has to be the cat.
What else could we do to Anne that's really embarrassing?
Smash eggs on her head.
Make her eat something disgusting.
Century egg.
She'd probably get off on it.
I just wonder if she's like so... This is going to sound a little bit weird or, I don't know,
Go on.
probably bigoted, but is she like so unfeminine, so non-feminine, that she just like forgot what it is to be a woman? Does that make any sense?
Well, she's always on about, I get on with men better and blah, 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 blah. So she probably does think of herself.
Is she a lesbian, do we think?
No, she said she went out with a guy once.
But maybe she's actually gay, but couldn't face it, and therefore had to embed herself in politics.
Possible. So then Rachel said she posed topless once, and...
Oh, this is the I would never get.
Yeah, that was it.
This is the premise of this is that Amanda and whoever else, Jess, can decide who's going to be immune by the answers.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
This was the thing that was on the live feed, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was on the live feed, yeah.
So Rachel said she posed naked to celebrate women's whatever.
Yeah.
And then Anne was like, oh, and what difference did that make? And Rachel was like,
none whatsoever. And then someone's like, where can we see these photos? And she's like, oh, it's a magazine. She's like, wouldn't do it now if it was online. It'd be all over the internet. I want to say now, and I've said it in the last podcast, I fucking love Rachel. I'm a bit besotted with her.
Are you?
I kind of like fancy her a little bit.
I think she's a bit of a shit stirrer.
Oh, I love it. Always like, what do you think, Anne?
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah. And even with India yesterday, I do like her, but I think she does, like that. Not a shit stirrer then, but she's a provoker.
Oh, she is.
And she
without doubt.
And it wouldn't take much for someone like Anne to say something inappropriate and get kicked out. it wouldn't, would it? So I don't know. I think she's clever. She's a clever one. Let's put it that way.
Wait till she goes into the diary room and says that she was offended by something Anne said, and Anne gets forcibly evicted.
Yeah. I like her though. I think she's a good character. What do you think of Ashley?
She's plain, isn't she?
She gets on my nerves.
I don't know why she's there.
Something about her really gets on my nerves.
Does it?
I feel like she always does like the PC thing to say, but I feel like she doesn't really mean it. I don't know.
Oh really?
I don't
She's
know.
just like acting.
She's just like, oh yeah,
what does she
blah,
do?
blah, blah.
What does she do?
She's a DJ or something. Oh yeah, and when I was DJing, I was discriminated against. Okay, whatever.
So. This brings us on to this, like, I have never been discriminated against because of my gender.
Let's keep rolling.
Yeah, where's the bottle?
I'll get it.
And then I was really surprised, and I was watching it on live feed, that most of the women... Live feed? What is that concept? Very quickly stepped forward and said that they had never been discriminated against because of their gender.
So
and I thought, are you serious?
But then, once they started talking...
It started to come out,
they realised they had. It's like, oh yeah, I forgot that was discrimination.
And then Anne was like, oh, no, I never have. Or not that I thought it would be worth, like, not on that level of being worthy of raising, that kind of thing.
What about when we call you an old bag, Anne? Is that sexist?
Well,
I know, I was so shocked when they said that. That is such bullshit.
And I thought the most valid contributor to this entire debate was India. Because India has an experience of living as both a man and a woman.
Yes.
And I distinctly recall some cunt on Twitter saying to me, I can't wait to hear India's womanly stories, which is someone who you replied to yesterday. I think he's called Hype Boy or something. Well, I'll tell you what, India has got womanly stories because she happens to be a fucking woman.
Yeah.
And she used to be a man, so she knows what it's like to live as a man and as a woman. And I thought it was really interesting how she said, I was working in PR and I got asked, hey India, we've got guests coming in, can you go and make the coffee? And never would have been asked that as a man, and neither were any of the men that worked there. And
I have seen it happen in my own workplace. My boss, who's a director, she's a female, and she gets treated like a PA sometimes. She gets told to go and make presentations, do this, do that, print off stuff. And we're like, we go to her, you shouldn't be doing that, you're the director. And she goes, if they want to pay me a director's salary for doing that, I'll do it. But they don't do that. They don't do that to the male directors.
No.
So I've seen that in my own work and life, that they do that. And India was perfectly placed to discuss that.
Yeah, and only India could have brought that to the table.
And because she knows the privileged position you are in as a man and how you are treated as a man.
And she's given it up. Which is such a remarkable position to be in.
But I bet that must be a shock for women who do change from men to women.
Yeah.
Not change, but you know what I mean. I bet they do think, oh, fuck, this is how women are treated. And it must be a bit of a shock, actually.
She said, trivial as it may be, it shows, whether it's subliminal or not, that men and women are treated differently.
It is, 100%. And, then Anne's like, oh, yeah, they're biologically different. Blah, 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 blah. Shut up. Like... In my past relationship, for example, I've said this before, but we had an entirely equal relationship. There was nothing I couldn't do that he could do, and vice versa. Like house, we did an equal amount. Like my relationship was
equal amounts of nothing.
Hey, fuck off. But our relationship was entirely. There was nothing he could do that I couldn't do, and vice versa. And there was nothing.
But there isn't anything that a man can't do that
No.
a woman can't do, and a woman can't do that a man can't do.
But the only thing that changes it is when